Hello, people. So this is the end of everything, not of the world, even though machine learning has been mentioned a lot, and Cyberdyne is taking over. No, this is the end of everything we filmed, but I'm telling you now that this is video number 2 for iZotope something plugins. We talked about RX6 in the first video, but I decided to make a second video for Neutron, which is their mix plugins.
Yeah.
Individual tracky kind of stuff, because it's just way too cool to not dedicate a separate video to that. So that's what's going on now. So let's jump into where we were earlier when we something filmed. Yeah, time travel shit.
Showing.
Shit out of that. Let's go into Cubase and quickly look at Neutron, which clocks in the advanced version 499, I think.
Yeah.
And that's a suite of suite of mixing plugins. So you have your general. Let's go to. Let me see if I can find a track here.
Give me a sundown, tell the light. Give me just one long night. Watch me work and slave away. I'll be done when you awake. Marvel at my bell self. Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this place a home. I trap for the trip to round and round. Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me on his face. I'll enjoy him day by day. Cause he'll never get away. I know you fear me. I know you fear me. They're my home and they're my hands. Send you feel me.
Let's try this, people. Jürgen's in the bathroom. I'll try something by myself. So I'm in this Spider song that I did with James Labrie, and it sounds very clearly as if I distorted something here. So let's do this. So there's very clearly a track where the vocals are distorting. Why do I have... Oh, that's harmonies. Where's my lead? Here's my lead vocal. No. Here's my lead vocal. I have to open this. There. So I'm gonna go ahead, make this here, this one. Let's listen to this separated.
Find me, I'm his fate. I'll enjoy him day by day. Cause he'll never get away. I know you fear me. I know you fear me. They're my home and they're my hands.
Let's take that. It all kind of sounds distorted, but let's take this. Move it onto this track,
Fear me.
which of course now we don't hear.
They're my home.
Okay, I'm gonna route this track. I'm trying something here.
Good.
We're gonna route this to lead vocal as well, because I noticed that on the lead vocal track from James, there seems to be some distortion.
Oh.
So maybe we can fix that, because we wouldn't want to throw that away because he's not here anymore.
Fear me. They're my home and they're my hands.
It's definitely clipping a little bit.
Yeah, let's see. It's kind of a grit in there.
I mean, in the mix, no one cares.
No.
I know you fear me. They're my home and they're my hands.
No one would be able to tell. But let's say I had a spot. So I'm not going to apply it to the whole track. So let's say I had a spot, and only on that track now I use...
Let's use RX Connect and get it to the editor. It's much easier.
I was just going to throw declip on there and make
Yeah,
it easy.
let's try if it works. Let's try to make it easy.
So this would be not digital clipping. It doesn't sound like digital clipping. Extreme analog clipping?
I would more think it's more mild but
Okay.
Let's see if it works.
They're my hands. They're my home and they're my hands.
Still on there.
Yeah.
They're my home and they're my hands.
Clipping, that's a problem. So clipping is like a square wave.
Yeah,
we could tame those frequencies in the editor with other things, but it's not a clipping in that matter. It's more like a bit of drive in an amplifier.
Exactly. And it's hard to say whether that was in his voice or the mic.
Probably.
And it might be that's just how he sounds.
Could be.
Let's see if that does anything, but...
Fair my home and fair my hands.
No, it's not.
No.
So good. Well, we tried, but we also didn't have to try because it just
You're fine with
it
it.
just sounds good. So let's get rid of that plugin again. So I've got everything mixed in here, very likely with mostly plugins from what's it called, Universal Audio. So what we could try when we're talking about Neutron. That's such a cool word, Neutron. What of these plugins we can replace and see if that's an option for me. I'm going to go with the Studer we can't replace because that's a tape machine. You don't make a tape machine.
Yeah, we have tape machine simulations in Ozone, and
Okay.
we can also add tape flavor with Neutron. There is something we call an exciter, but in reality it's different kind of saturation and
Okay.
overdrive distortion. So there is also...
I mean, and I think one of the differences between the Universal Audio's approach is we do old shit. It's like we do digital replicas of old plugins.
Yeah.
Whereas I think your approach is not at all. Your stuff doesn't look like anything that's been there before. You don't have a 1176 lookalike kind of a thing. You do modern tools to get the job done.
Yeah,
I think it's a
exactly.
different approach.
Yeah, Universal Audio is probably the best company or one of the best companies doing those recreations of original equipment. Our approach is more coming back to Boston. So we are located close to MIT, Berkeley. So our background is music and rocket science industry. So what we have is we have assistant technology. We want to have tools which help the user to focus on the creative part. So that's what I can show you now with Neutron, for example. So this is a channel strip, but it's not like a recreation of existing channel strip. It's more like a universal tool with some very unique tools inside to help you get your sound fast.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
let's try.
So Neutron is a channel strip. If I
Yeah.
type in Neutron, I have what I see is a compressor, a gate.
Yeah, let me point that out. You have the advanced version. You told already its price tag. So there's a standard version, which is basically everything you find inside of Neutron 2 for 250 euros around. And for 500, you get the advanced version, which is surround. It's able of surround. It adds a tonal balance control, a very interesting plugin I'll show you later. And you get the component plugins. So those
Okay.
plugins are the components of our channel strips. So you can have them also separately.
So in the low version, it's all in one channel.
In the standard version, it's all in one channel, exactly. And that's the Neutron 2 we're talking about.
So if I open Neutron 2, I have the channel strip.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's kind of what I'd want. I just want the whole
Exactly.
damn thing. And then I can see I have the gate here.
And you see you have a hum there at 50 hertz from your tape machine already. Yeah, so probably you have that. I don't know I think the studio can get rid of
Yes.
the noise. So it's not bad to
If I
have some
open
noise.
this here,
Hum, but it's
hum.
quite down. Interesting. Noise off there.
and it disappeared.
So it's a good analyzer to see. You
Yep.
see it goes quite down. And that's also a thing. Our user interface, we want our user interface to be easy to read, easy to use. Yeah, that's one of our things. We have probably one of the best, or we have the best technology award-winning DSP, but it has to be easy to use. So that's one.
So we have the EQ, we have a compressor, which is a one-band compressor.
You can see below you can activate
You can
2 or 3
activate
bands.
them however I activate them. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's the on button.
There.
Then you have 2 and up to 3 bands if you like. Yeah.
Multiband. Lilo Dallas Multiband.
Multiband.
And then we have a compressor 2.
It's the same one. You can use them for different tasks. So it looks different now. Just switch it on, compressor 2.
Okay.
And then you have their vintage
Yeah,
mode,
yeah.
which is a feedback style compression. The other one is a feed forward. So you have different flavors of compression.
And then we have an exciter.
This is, let you see, below you have this XY axis. There you have tape, for example. Then
okay.
it goes into tape kind of saturation. So different flavors, yeah.
And we love good transient shapers.
Yeah, also up to 3 bands, like the Exciter 2. So every one can be 1, 2, or 3 bands. You can
Nice.
really use it very creative.
So that can really give some kick to your kick and snare and everything.
Yeah, and the gate in front, you missed that.
Yeah.
Which is new. It's the same approach. It has
Also
up to 3 bands.
3-band gating.
Yeah, with sidechaining everything, so you have a lot of sidechain options.
Nice. I might want to use that because I need good sidechaining gates and compressors. Well, actually, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Sidechain gate. Does it react to a level coming in, or only? Because what I need, I need a gate that cuts my vocal mic when the guitar is playing.
Yeah,
I need a reverse gate.
Yeah, you would probably need a ducking compressor. You have the compressor also works with the external sidechain. What you refer to as a ducking.
Yes.
The gate would be interesting to chop something. That's a different approach. So you use the compression. You need to use the sidechain of your host, like for example here.
So right here, that's there. No.
I don't know why it's not there. Probably
It actually doesn't show up. Yeah.
Might be you loaded it as VST2. You have to load it VST3, I think, in Cubase.
He said. Let's see.
Go below. Yeah, you have all both installed. Look for Neutron too.
Neutron.
Yeah, and the thing with the 3.
Where it says in EQ. Okay, I have both installed. That is correct.
Yeah, and then it should show up.
I want not to show this on startup.
And there it is.
And there's my sidechain. And now, of course, I can send from a different channel, and that's going to trigger that. That is very cool. So we'll try that. I already played with the EQ a tiny little bit. It seems a very easy interface.
Yeah.
Band shelf, dynamic mode, so that's going to react to the input signal.
Exactly. You can have it up or downward dynamic, which means that, for example, if you want to use it as a de-esser, you could have it to lower just when there is a specific level. Or you can use it to expand something, like you want to have more punch in your mid-range at the guitar, percussion. You can also then just boost that frequency when there is a specific threshold.
Very cool. And you have that for each band individually.
Yeah, we have 8 bands. You can see they're not all activated. You have 8 bands, 2 shelves, and 2 filters.
Holy crapola.
Yeah. And also our shelving bands.
You can paint little pictures here. Look, and we can do this, and we can make little really cute. Whoa, this is a very steep. And then and then whoa. That's pretty.
Yeah,
come on. I would put that on my wall. That's just crazy.
And you can trigger them with a sidechain. You could also trigger, for example, the bass guitar just with the frequency of the bass drum in the low end where you want to be tamed.
Wait, so I turn this on and I say
sidechain,
sidechain, and then this shows up on another track.
Now you have to activate external sidechain.
Yep.
Now you can select which sidechain you want. You can have the external full, or you can have it filtered by one band. Just that this frequency is... Yeah,
so if I do external full, now I can actually say whenever my bass is hitting a certain threshold, please cut that, for example, cut that frequency on the guitar so that I really hear the bass coming through.
Exactly.
That is crazy shiat, as they say in my hood. Okay, so pretty much this is what you get in the
standard version.
In the standard version. Yeah. I now have all these individually.
Yeah.
In
the advanced version.
What would the benefit of that be? Less processing power?
Yeah, for example, that's a benefit. You have the surround ability, which you probably don't use here.
Nope.
And another thing is we have something which is called a visual mixer. But to use our visual mixer, you can just open on any track, go to inserts. It doesn't need to be on a specific track. Look for visual mixer. Yeah, and that is just now the lead vocal.
That is, I saw that earlier in something else.
Yeah.
So
this is to integrate things in the visual mixer. You need to have a plugin from iZotope which supports that. What it does is quite easy. I can show you quickly. So we have an output gain here, here, and we have a panorama in each one. And like with this, we can remote control the gain and the pan of every plugin. So in the end, if you have them on all tracks, you are able to do a mix inside just one plugin window.
So let's close that. Let's quickly do that. Let's say on my doubles. Why
Yeah.
not? I'm gonna no the double needs to
Do
be
it
on.
after all processing, for example. You could use.
Wait, I'll just take Neutron here.
Yeah.
It's on my doubles, and now it's on my harmonies. We're gonna
Yeah.
turn that off, and now it's on my background. So those are 4 different vocal tracks.
Yeah.
And if I go into the visual mixer,
You can see them there
and they're all set to the same.
because you copied them.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
here's my lead vocal, obviously a little bit. Here are my doubles, which I want in the middle. I can put my whole background vocals and my harmonies.
Yeah, and you mix them like that.
Whoa.
So you don't need to. I mean, the idea
That's
behind
crazy.
this is you don't need to use the faders. If I mean, you don't have a control surface here, for example,
Yeah.
motor faders. What is the reason to look at all those faders and pen pots if you could have a new paradigm, a new approach, how to mix? So this is quite easy to see how the soundstage is.
And so what is this? Is it stereo width?
Exactly, this is stereo width. We also have a stereo width. So, for example, the reverb returns, you could adjust the stereo width, or if you have a stereo guitar, you can narrow it. Or
That is
make it
pretty
bigger.
awesome.
And yeah, let me just go back to a plug-in list on one of those tracks.
Oh, okay. One of
Because
those
that was also a question with the advanced. If you have advanced, we have something, go to Neutron, yeah? We have something which is called Mix Tab. And this is also an advanced. This is just the channel strip and part to integrate any track into your visual mixer without a lot of processing power. So there's the panorama, the stereo width, and the fader to get your stuff into visual mixer.
So now I have what? No, wait. That was we have to put that on solo. Here we go.
Yeah.
So now I've got the solo group.
Yeah, you see solo mix tab. This is just a mix tab. So if you just have an EQ or a mix tab, it shows you also here. It takes the label of your DAW and adds what kind of
So
feature
I
it
can
is.
use my other plugins.
Yeah,
I can use my normal plugins, but I can still integrate that track into
the visual mixer.
into the visual mixer.
Exactly, that's the idea of it.
That is pretty damn awesome. I can say don't see it, and then it's also deactivated.
No, it's just for the visualization.
Okay,
here.
so I have to. So what I now want to do is we're gonna quickly just go back to where it was. Let's go to the I don't know somewhere here the verse.
Hey, I'll be done when you wake. Marvel at my bare self. Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this place a home. I trap for the trip around the run. Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me on his face. I'll enjoy him day by day. 'Cause he'll
So we're gonna
Sounds
go.
really good.
Well, I'm gonna turn all this stuff off. I mean, I leave the studio on. That's fine. And I want to see what I can do in here.
Yeah.
I don't need a gate because it's edited. We're gonna level this EQ by
Reset.
saying reset. I probably I don't know what I had on there, but I had definitely had some high frequencies in there. So we're gonna go in here, and I want a high shelf. How do I do that?
You go to the high shelf.
So I just have to use.
Yeah, we have
no,
8
here we
bands
go, here we
and
go, yeah.
two shelvings.
And then
Yes.
turn this off. High shelf is this. Let's see. Oh, what did I do?
I don't know what you did.
I wanted to start it.
I'll be done when you wake. Marvel at my bare self. Marvel at the one. I will call this place a home. I trap for the trip around. Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me, I'm his fate. I'll enjoy him day by day. 'Cause he'll never get away. I'll be done when you awake. Marvel at my bare silk. Marvel at the one thing I.
We need the 3K to fight against the guitars. I probably don't want all this low end, so I'll turn this on. Move this over. That should be fine. That's what I'm doing.
Hey, I'll be done when you awake. Marvel at my bare silk. Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this place a home. I trap for the drifter on the run. Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me, I'm his fate. I'll enjoy him day by day.
Yep, I'm cool. That's a little bit clearer, and we have a little bit more definition here. Someone's calling me. I don't know who's calling me. So, compressor.
Yeah.
Let's just go for everything. I probably have presets.
Yeah.
Do I?
Every module has its presets, but they're here in the modules.
Ah, okay.
So
Balanced vocal. That sounds good. I like presets. Balanced vocal.
give it
Whoa.
a try.
But yeah, 'cause he'll never get away. I'll be done when you away. Marvel at my better self. Marvel at the one thing I can
I
be.
would probably
One thing,
Yep.
you can use the fader here to mix dry and wet. So you can use them anywhere in between. So that's easier probably
Okay.
to check.
And I probably want some more makeup gain on everything.
Yeah.
I think so.
Build. I will call this place a home. I
Yeah,
travel
you-
with the
yeah.
Those are
drifter
the two
on the
bands.
run. Deep in a corner
go here with
where
the
I
game.
wait. He will find me, I'm his fate. I'll enjoy him day by day. 'Cause he'll never get away. I'll be done.
It's technically all I want, except for what else did I have on there? I had that thing that's tough to beat. The Noveltech vocal enhancer.
Yeah, let's try the exciter.
Okay, because that thing is pretty phenomenal.
Take the exciter.
Okay,
Yeah, let's see. Vintage vocal, crunchy lead. I don't know. Let's have a look.
vintage vocal. Let's see what happens.
Be done when you awake.
That did quite a bit.
Yeah, let me just explain you. It's really easy. So it's split it up. Then you can drive a flavor of tube or class A or tape, and then you can just blend that in with the blend fader.
Ah, okay.
Marvel at my better self. Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this place a home.
Nice.
A trap for the drifter on the run. Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me, I'm his fate. I'll enjoy him day by day. 'Cause he'll never get away. I'll be
me
done
try
when
it a bit
you
more.
awake. Marvel at my
yeah.
better self. Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this
bypass.
place a home. A trap for the drifter on the run.
Okay.
Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me, I'm his fate. I'll in.
Yeah, it's one has to learn the interface that B is for bypass.
Sure, yeah.
But that is pretty nifty. So obviously we very, very quickly just set something up now. So let's go and see. Let's A/B this somehow,
That's
Enjoy him day by day. 'Cause
and let's A/B it in context actually.
he'll never get away. I'll be done when you awake. Marvel at my better self. Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this place a home. A trap for the drifter on the run.
And now turn on all the other crap I had.
Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me, I'm his fate. I'll enjoy him day by day. 'Cause he'll never get. I'll be done when you awake. Marvel at my better self. Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this place a home. A trap for the drifter on the run. Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me, I'm his fate.
It cuts through the mix more with the Neutron than all the other crap I had on
it
there.
has more low end, I think. It sounded to me, but I mean, this is a quick. setting
Yeah,
you
but I
did.
mean, it's not all of a sudden like, ooh, I got rid of my 4 high quality expensive plugins, and I used one channel strip from iZotope, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, no, that was actually clearer in the mix.
Yeah, it's
it's-
really
that's
really
impressive.
good DSP. Let me show you some crazy things we can do with the assistant stuff. So
Okay.
let's say you're not. You have no time or you're not an experienced engineer. I mean, you tend to boost frequencies more than to cut them as far on this vocal as I could see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But let's see, I switch everything off and then I reset the equalizer. And then we have this learn function here.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks for resonant frequencies, sibilants, and
Mm-hmm.
it sets you a Q curve right there. Let's have a look.
I'll enjoy him day by day. 'Cause he'll never get away. I'll be done
For
when
example,
you awake.
You can see here it shows for the high shelf
Mm-hmm.
this frequency, which is quite like you did.
Marvel at my bed of
here's the
silk.
lines.
Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this place a home. I trap for the drifter on the
put it
run.
dynamic.
Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me, I'm his fate. I'll enjoy him.
If I would put, for example, this one, so any active band looks for frequencies which make sense for removal. That's one thing we can do. And the other thing we can do is, you thought you like presets. So what we have is something which is called the track assistant, which is a custom preset made with machine learning. So actually now Neutron is listening what it is. It can automatically detect is a voice, a guitar, a bass, and then it has some strategies to bring your vocal into some direction. Now I got why you were looking there.
Yeah,
no one could see what I'm doing.
Leslie and I, we're a team. It's working.
So let's say you want it upfront, yeah, and you want to have a medium processing. You can say it should use multi-band, whatever, or just a little bit of treatment. Let's say medium. So the next thing I got to do is to play the portion, and then it sets up a preset for you.
Okay.
In the channel strip. Let's see.
Him day by day, 'cause he'll never get away. And when you awake, marvel at my bed of silk. Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this place a home. I trap for the drifter on the run. Deep in a corner.
So what we have here now is we don't have that big low range you had before. So it's always a matter of taste, of course, what you're getting. But
More is better, right?
yeah, more is better. Turn it up to 11. You got it.
Well,
Yeah, but you get a really quick preset and you can see what it did. And sometimes it really works great. I would never have done this, what the thing does.
no.
But you can see, for example, in that track, I would actually like this. But it took already a bit care of the game, the low end, took some excitement. It did the vocal up front. Yeah, so that was the direction I wanted. If I say, okay, I want it warm, I give it another shot.
We'll call this place a home.
that
I trap
preset.
for the drifter on the run. Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me, I'm his fate. I'll enjoy him day by day, 'cause he'll never get away. I'll be done
So,
when
for example,
That's
this
very
case-
different.
That's very different, yeah. And you can see, of course, you would probably cut more below here, yeah. And maybe then we are.
and you awake. Marvel at my bed silk. Marvel at the one thing I can build. I will call this place a home.
So that can really help you to get to a preset which is customized to your input.
Okay, and just take it from there.
Take it from there, and then you have this under history here. So everything you did since we entered this is tracked. So you have here one track assistant. I can set a compare point. Here the other track assistant, your final, and how we entered Neutron 2, and then we could just compare all 4 settings on the fly.
I trap for the drifter on the run. Deep in a corner where I wait. He will find me, I'm his fate. I enjoy him day by
So
day.
like this, you can really easily
That is
compare
pretty impressive.
four settings inside of the mix.
Now, have you done that to all instruments in a mix without touching anything and seen what happens?
Yeah, I mean the thing is,
'Cause that would be interesting.
yeah, that's interesting, of course. The thing is, we don't want that this machine learning takes over creativity. So that's also not possible.
Every time you say machine learning, I see Arnold and I see Cyberdyne Industries and I
Yeah.
see them taking over.
Yeah, that's not our intention.
But do you still see that when you say that word? Because for me, it sounds very scary what you're saying.
No, it's not. It's not the intention. It's like you should more see it like it's called track assistant, of course. So for example, if you drive your car, you have a GPS which helps you going to the way, but you decide if you drive in a dead end street and listen to that thing or not. Or
Well,
you have, like,
people do drive into lakes because the damn thing says drive into the lake.
No, everything we want to develop is to make life easier. To make life easier. It's not.
It's definitely, it can help you, and we're not all professional engineers. I hate mixing. I hate it with a passion.
Yeah.
I want to put the pieces of the puzzle together, but then trying to make them match, I know a bit about it, but I hate doing it. So getting help is definitely a good thing.
I show you a great help because before you said you want to have the vocal at 3K because it doesn't cut through the mix otherwise. We have something which is called a masking meter because everything you mix, all the problems you have when you do a mix is because of the masking of our perception of the ear. So, and this meter shows you how two signals are masked, and then you know where you have to cut or to boost to get the masking away. So I don't know your session here. For example, do you have a bass here for the guitars or something?
Course, yeah.
So let's do a Neutron 2 EQ there on the guitar bass.
Should be here.
Just put it after you
Let's go to the heavy ones because that's more fun.
Yeah, get the chorus.
I know you fear me. I know you fear me. Tear my home, tear my hands. Say you fear me. Have reason to fear me. Scared that you don't understand. I know.
Okay.
So
And now I do
you
track
need,
assistant?
like, for example, no, you don't do that. You need, for example, the vocal needs to cut through the mix.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. So you need a second equalizer on the vocal
Okay.
because that's how I will show you. Just trust me
yeah.
here.
Okay.
So I would say let's just stick with your FX chain you had already for the vocal, and I put a Neutron 2 after that. Yeah. So
Okay.
we want to improve something which is already there. So I take also. Now you could also only take the EQ to save some processing power because where is it there? You don't need the whole processing to do this. So and now I have here my lead vocal. Where it is? There's one. Yes. So and then I have here a masking button on the
okay,
equalizer. And now we can choose the second Neutron, which is the masker. So let's say we have
okay, yeah. So the electric guitar 5 to 8?
Exactly. So now that opens up a different set of EQ below there, which is the EQ of the bass.
Whoa!
Yeah, so you don't need to run over to the second plugin. You can do your adjustments of the guitar group right here, and here you have your vocal. But that is just the beginning of the fun. So now when I play, you will see flashing up some lights here. And those lights tell you where is a masking occurring at that time, at which frequencies. Let's see.
Scared that you don't understand. I know you fear me. I know you.
So as you could see, there are here some spots which show up. This is a statistic. So at this frequencies, a lot of time there's masking occurring. So those are usually the frequencies.
I'll be back. You explain this to the people.
Okay, I explain you.
I gotta pick up some guitars now.
Oh, that's good. Good for you. Okay, so what you're doing is, when the dogs stop barking here, I hope you can hear me, what you do here is, you make sure...
You fear me. Tear my home and tear my hands.
So, for example, that region here is probably masking a lot. So the guitars are masking in the 5K region a lot, the vocal. So it could be good either way to lower the frequency in the guitars or to boost it in the vocal. And that's what we're trying now.
Can you feel me? Have reason to fear me. Scared that you don't understand. I know you fear me. I know you fear me. Tear my home and tear.
It was
you're
not
back.
guitars, it was just Patrick who wants coffee. Patrick can have coffee, that's okay. So you fixed it?
Yeah, let's say what I did so far is I found out that here at 5K around, there is a masking occurring a lot from the guitars.
The big problem with any metal guitars is that's where they sound good and that's where vocals sound good.
Exactly. So there's always a trade-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing to lower masking is to raise the gain of the vocal. Yeah, then you do it to all frequencies, or you could just, like I did here, you could lower the guitars, then you lose the tone.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one thing. Or you could go to inverse link. Then you raise the vocal and lower the guitar to trade.
Whoa!
So it's really easy to just try it out. And then you
It's
have to
like those people in Boston are thinking with their brains.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
Let's try that, okay? So let's see.
I know you fear me, I know you fear me. They're my home and they're my hands. Send you feel me, have reason to fear me.
Probably you have to try this during mixing in your track. This helps really a lot to find some frequencies.
I could already hear that
Yeah.
it didn't change the either too much, but it was of course getting clearer. Of course, you're taking away what's in the way and you're emphasizing. You know what I'm talking about. That's pretty impressive.
This is really a good metering. This is a model of our inner ear perception.
The one thing, the one danger. Let's talk to the people over there.
Oh, they're there. I thought they were over there.
No, they're
I'm
still
sorry.
there.
I wanted to look here.
I think one of the difficulties with this plugin is getting to learn it, getting to know the possibilities. You can only use the tools that you know you have. Because for me, I would have always like, masking, whatever. I want to wear a mask. I don't want to push the button. I would have never known what that is. So, how comprehensive is the manual for Neutron?
Yeah, we have some tutorial videos, which I would suggest to start with, which really give you a quick overview how to take advantage of all the features. And then you have over there the question mark button on the right side. So the manual is HTML, so it shows up in a browser window, and then it's always connected to the feature you're looking for. So it's So it's context sensitive, as you say. So there are hyperlinks inside of that manual. So for example, if you see in the EQ section there's masking, you click on the underlined word masking and you go to the masking.
Okay, so contrary to RX6, which is turn on, fixes it, done. There is a little bit of a learning curve if you want to get the full use out of this.
Yeah.
Just totally. Like we saw before, the B means bypass. Obviously, B could mean bypass, but it's not a button like on a console. It is a more modern user interface. This masking function is insanely cool. I mean, the fact that plugins on individual channels can communicate with each other through that, which the visualizer thing, and that is just way cool. You do need VST3 for that, right?
Let's say all our hosts we are supporting with Neutron 2 and Ozone 8, which are supporting this technology. They find a way to communicate behind all this. So if the host is compatible, it doesn't matter if it's VST2.
Okay. So now we're at the end of everything, and I'm going to say animals at the end, and thanks to Jürgen, which exactly this same clip you're going to watch 3 times because all of a sudden there's 3 videos instead of 1. So thank you, Jürgen.
Thanks for being here.
iZotope in Boston. And he's not from Boston, he's from Köln.
From Cologne.
And animals at the end. Links below, I guess, yeah.
The story